So Julie, I'm really excited to sit down and talk with you today about your contribution to OnWatch as a survivor, an advocate, and an incredible person. I'm honored to be with you. So during your module, there are some moments where we show real events, real life experiences that happen to you. And for some people, it might be hard to see. Really for anybody, it's hard to see that someone endured that. But why do you feel it's important for people to see real experiences and to learn from them? And what do you hope to have happen when people see the module?
Yeah, it's not comfortable. It's not a comfortable topic. And the reality of it is that it's brutal. And it's shocking. I mean, you don't always see those events, but sometimes you do. Like sometimes the victim is trying to get out of trafficking and running away. And I think even before this happened to me, would have been just stunned, like a deer in headlights. Like, I don't know what to do. Do I get involved? Is this my business? But I think after you see the examples in the training, I think that you'll have at least an idea of how to react differently. Instead of retreating into fear, maybe it will click into your mind, there's something wrong with this situation and there's something I can do about it.
So you're a part of the team who created and collaborated with other survivors on the OnWatch training. So what was your experience in collaborating with other individuals who had similar experiences as you?
Well, first of all, it was really amazing to meet other survivors because I haven't had much experience meeting other survivors of what I've gone through, and so that was really neat. Something that struck me as interesting is the similarities in some of our stories. Our stories are vastly different, but it's almost like the traffickers have this secret guidebook or something of how to be a trafficker and how to manipulate and how to groom, because there's so many things that are similar in our stories. But that being said, it was also interesting that our stories are so vastly different and trafficking can look so many different ways.
Describe some of those similarities that you saw with the other survivors that you talked to and maybe what that felt like for you.
Well, the biggest one was the grooming, because I think a lot of people think that you don't know your trafficker and your trafficker just steals you off the street, but the fact is most of us knew our traffickers. They were somebody that was in our life, they were fulfilling some sort of need that we had, and then they ended up by force or coercion, manipulating us and abusing us. So I think that was really interesting that the traffickers all seem to have kind of the same MO in how they dealt with us.
Yeah, that's pretty profound. So through that experience, you were able to consult the production team on what it looked like and what to do. So what was your most memorable experience through that filming?
That's hard to say. I mean, all of it was so memorable. I've never been a part of anything like that before, so that in itself was a big deal. But if I had to pick a most memorable moment, it would probably be the jump from the semi-truck. I was so worried about the lady that did the jumping, and it also just reinforced to me, I really did that. Like, I really lived this. This is horrible. This really happened to me, because sometimes it seems far away in my memory, and it really brought it home.
So in the past, you've talked to me about a time when someone asked you, what does it mean to be survivor informed? So I'm curious, what did you tell them, and what's the significance of that to you?
Yeah, so there was a time somebody asked me what it meant to be survivor-led, survivor-informed. She obviously understood the terms, but she didn't know what that meant in real life, like what that really looked like. And so I told her that OnWatch is all about the survivors. And, unfortunately, survivors are the experts on the matter. None of us would want to be, but we are. And I think that's really important, that from the people who lived it, who actually went through it, experienced it, felt it, suffered through it, and eventually escaped it, I think that's really important to hear their voice.